Well, the political arena is witnessing a thriller in the national capital. Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has announced his intention to tender his resignation in the next 48 hours. This shocking statement has come merely 2 days after the Supreme Court granted him bail. This is something which has obviously attracted a lot of reactions from the opposition as well. While addressing the party workers at the AAP headquarters, Mr. Kejriwal has called for early polls in November as well, stating that he will only return to the Chief Minister's chair if the people of Delhi give him the mandate. This has drawn sharp criticism from the Bharatiya Janata Party, which maintains that this move is a gimmick and drama. Whatever happens next will be interesting to watch. However, the fresh twist in the AAP versus BJP saga has certainly added to the confusion that is already being faced by the people of Delhi. Delhi is being plagued by infrastructure issues, water issues, and with the winters just around the corner, pollution is also going to become a big menace, as it always does somewhere in October, November. So who will solve the problems of the residents of Delhi is the big question, and what shall come out of the elections, and if the elections are announced in November, if that's even a possibility. It cannot be a bucket list or a wish list and the Election Commission or the government for that matter would make come true. Let's talk about this with some people who understand and are of course prominent in this space. Shehzad Poonawala, national spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party, joins us on the program as well. Mr. Jasmeen Shah, national spokesperson, the Aam Aadmi Party, is also here with us. Shehzad Poonawala, I'll begin with you. Arvind Kejriwal says that this is not a political decision, it is a moral one. He wants to re-establish that the people of Delhi definitely want him for his honesty, for his integrity, which the Bharatiya Janata Party has tried to attack, has tried to in fact tarnish, but he is going to prove them wrong.
First of all, it's become a habit for some people to make a virtue out of a necessity. Vineet, you would remember that the Supreme Court hasn't really released the Chief Minister. It's only released somebody called a ceremonial minister, because all the powers of the Chief Minister have been curtailed. He can't go to the Sachivalaya, he can't go to the office, he can't sign big files, and therefore he could not function as a Chief Minister. The Chief Minister is back in jail, the ceremonial minister is out, and therefore how do you make a virtue out of a necessity that can achieve 3 or 4 things? One, you try and have a Lalu Rabdi model in Delhi. You understand when I say Lalu Rabdi model,
yeah.
You don't why he requires it 2 days. He wants to perhaps build consensus for Sunita ji. She was anyways in the star campaigner list. Or maybe he wants to have a Sonia Manmohan model wherein you place somebody like a Manmohan Singh in the front and then you run power from behind. You divert the people's attention to something else, because anyways 10 years later they are asking questions, difficult questions about your non-performance which you are not confident about. By the way, this entire thing, Naitikta, morality, people will vote for us, was done 3 months ago. They lost 7-0 even after alliance with the Congress party. And having said that, when they talk about Naitikta, forget everything else, Vineet. There can be accusations, counter-accusations. Lalu Prasad is convicted 5 times. Now, Mr. Kejriwal is in alliance with Lalu Prasad Yadav. In alliance. Forget anybody else. Forget Ajit Pawar, the Hemanta Biswa Sarma, they are not convicted. This man is convicted. Now, I know Jasmine will retort what the Aam Aadmi Party usually uses, Bangaru Lakshman. Bangaru Lakshman, on an allegation made on him, resigned from the party, resigned from the presidency. Here you have Arvind Kejriwal standing hand in hand with Lalu Prasad, convicted for corruption, and they have the audacity to talk about Naitikta. Where was the Naitikta 150 days ago when they went to jail? They used to demand resignation on the drop of a hat. Lalu should resign, Mulayam should resign, Sonia should resign, Akhilesh resign, only on accusations. And for himself, when the conditions are so tough on bail that no relief has been given as such, you have not been declared as any kind of a Aparadh Mukt or a Dosh Mukt person. And these are celebrations of the people of Delhi, because it's celebrating that this man is finally going. You then say that, oh, I am taking a Naitik step. If you are Naitik, Jasmine Shah, just one question. Is Lalu Prasad Yadav corrupt? Yes or no?
Jasmine, you want to respond to that? And of course, I'm going to put in a caveat there as well. The Aam Aadmi Party does talk about morality, but the fact of the matter is that, you've decided to have an alliance with the Congress party whenever it's necessary, despite rebuking them, admonishing them, criticizing them. And, having Congress as the main reason why the Aam Aadmi Party was born, and that was a drive against corruption. And here you are, toe to toe with the Congress Party when it comes to elections. How do you justify that?
See, the question is not Congress Party or Lalu Prasad's party or XYZ
Right, we're
party.
talking about morality, we're talking about
Today is
naitikta.
a historic day in Indian politics I'll come to it. And let me explain to your viewers the significance of today's decision first. Today, a historic benchmark has been set in Indian politics where a politician, a sitting chief minister is saying that I will seek the mandate from the people of my state, which is Delhi, whether I am honest or not. We have seen leaders across India who ask votes in the name of religion, who ask votes in the name of caste. But we have never seen a chief minister or a prime minister saying that vote for me only if you think I am honest and do not vote for me if you think I am dishonest. And who is Arvind Kejriwal? These people are saying that Arvind Kejriwal is dishonest, he has done some corruption. Arvind Kejriwal was a former income tax commissioner. If he had wanted to mint money, he could have minted crores while staying in service. But he rejected that service. He worked in the slums of Delhi for 10 years. He won Raman Magsaysay Award. Has any BJP leader won a Raman Magsaysay Award? And after that, he started the biggest anti-corruption movement, formed Aam Aadmi Party. In the past 10 years, the kind of works that Aam Aadmi Party has done for Delhi, no BJP government anywhere in the country has done. Is there one state where they have fixed government schools, where there are world-class hospitals and mohalla clinics, where electricity is free, water is free, bus rides for women are free, yet the state government is running in a surplus budget? That is the proof of an honesty. BJP over the last 10 years has only tried to derail the work of the elected government in Delhi. Shame on them that they do not believe in democracy and constitution, that once the elections are over, you should let the opposition government work. What did they do? They tried to stop him. They tried to buy his MLAs. When all of those tactics failed, came the so-called fake Delhi liquor scam. Now, what is the story here? The past 2 years, Shehzad Poonawalla and all his friends have been yelling from their rooftops saying that, there is a big scam, there is a big scam. What happened? In 2 years, this is the only case in the history of ED and CBI, where in 2 years you are still investigating a case, but not a single rupee has been recovered. Now, Supreme Court has given bail in all these matters. In fact, it has said that CBI and ED have become a caged parrot. So, my friend Shehzad, you have more to answer. So, Mr. Kejriwal has gotten all the relief he could get from the courts.
Okay.
Shehzad Poonawalla cannot say now कि but आप आरोप मुक्त नहीं हुए. आरोप मुक्त तो तभी होंगे ना जब आप मुकदमा चलाएंगे. Why don't you answer? Why have you not started the trial in this case?
Okay.
You cannot start. आपके में हिम्मत नहीं है trial start
Let
करने की
Shehzad
because
come
you
back.
will be
Let
exposed in
Shehzad
front of the
respond to
nation.
that. Let Shehzad respond to that. Shehzad.
Sure that Jasmine will hear me as patiently as I heard him, won't interrupt me. First of all, let me give you an example of the lies they speak. He just said that Arvind Kejriwal resigned and left his job as an IT commissioner. Let me show you what the IRS Association has said. The IRS Association says, and I quote them, that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal did not retire as an IRS commissioner, income tax commissioner. He was on a smaller post, and that is the official statement of the IRS Association. Firstly. Secondly, let me also tell you that forget telling us about anything. Just ask him about the question that what Mr. Sandeep Dixit has said today. He has called it a natak. Sandeep Dixit has said that the conditions that have been put on a chief minister have never been put on any other chief minister simply because this man has criminal tendencies, and in fact, he cannot be allowed to go to office because he will manipulate and threaten the witnesses. Just take a glimpse of it.
सही है, हम उसका भी समर्थन करते हैं और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी दिया. सुप्रीम कोर्ट को भी ये डर है कि ये आदमी जाकर जो सबूत है उसके खिलाफ उसको मिटा देगा, ये डराएगा, धमकाएगा.
Yeah, Shehzad, we heard that. We heard that bite. Yeah.
A glimpse of that. Thirdly, Mr. Jasmine Shah should know that they just sought a mandate on the very same line from the people of Delhi after allying with the Congress party, saying that jail ka badla Modi ko vote se dena. जनता ने जेल का बदला आपको दिया 7-0 हराकर. They said the exact same thing that they're saying today. And sir, you are the first CM. That I agree with. You're the first CM who shamelessly stayed and continued as CM for 156 days. No other CM, including Lalu Prasad, including Hemant Soren, including Shibbu Soren, including Jayalalitha, stayed in power for 150 days inside of jail. You used to ask from Raj Leela Maidan, people should quit even when there is a status of accusation. And when there was an accusation, you got no bail. Court denied you relief. You continued as chief minister. And as far as your freebies and as far as the model of Delhi is concerned, if the Delhi model is so good as you claim it is, then pray, why did you contest 7 seats with Congress, the same Congress that you finished on the issue of corruption? Even today, you are with a begging bowl trying to contest with Congress in Haryana. If you had so much faith in your Delhi model, go with it and do not do alliance with Congress and parties like RJD, which are corrupt. And therefore, answer the question.
Right,
if you
right.
are taking a moralistic stand, how come you are with Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav, who's convicted 5 times in an alliance?
Right. Shehzad, before I get a response from Jasmine as well, in fact, to your question about Arvind Kejriwal not resigning while he was in jail, he's gone on to say, I want you to evaluate that answer and tell me what you think. He's gone on to say that he did not want to, in fact, do what the BJP wanted him to do, and that is the reason why he did not resign. That's exactly what the Bharatiya Janata Party expected him to do. So he would be playing into the BJP's hands, is what he said today.
If that is so, this is a statement of Mr. Pawan Kheda, who says that the liquor probe was actually initiated by us. Then you have Mr. Abhishek Dutt, who said we lost the elections because of Arvind Kejriwal's corruption. And you have a very latest statement of just of July, Devinder Yadav, who says that the Aam Aadmi Party involves 3 C's, not the other kind of C. The C meaning C for cheating, C for commission, C for corruption. Is Congress Party in our hands? Are they saying Congress is working on our indication? And if so, then why are you in alliance with them? Why were you in alliance with them? So you tell me that if this is vendetta and you would have been playing into our hands. The Congress said that the liquor scam initiation of the probe took place by them. The Congress says that you are corrupt head to toe. The Congress tells you that you are a 3 C's of corruption and cheating. Is the Congress Party hand in glove with us?
All right, Jasmine, how do you respond to that? And Shehzad makes a very important and compelling point that if you are in alliance with the Congress Party, why are they taking you to the cleaners?
First of all, I find it very amusing that Shehzad Poonawalla spends 23 out of 24 hours blaming and calling Congress everything that you can imagine. And today in your show, he comes and takes 3-4 names of Congress people जैसे ये भगवान का स्वरूप आ गए हैं. अरे इसने ये कहा, अब तो ये सच ही हो गया. Shehzad, it looks like you guys have no narrative left anymore. You thought that you will corner Arvind Kejriwal on a fake scam. You will try and find something against him. You found nothing. The Supreme Court has said things which it hasn't said for the last 10 years. It has called you guys and your agencies as a caged parrot. It should be a matter of shame. The Home Minister should have resigned after a comment like this. No, but you come still on TV shows and feel like there is nothing wrong that has happened. So please keep Congress things aside. Another lie, and whatever Shehzad says is nothing but endless lies. Another thing he has said that, AAP believes that the moment somebody is accused, they should resign. We have never said that. We have said that if somebody is accused and if those charges are proven in a trial, then you should immediately resign. Has the trial begun in our case? I asked Shehzad only one question. He has no answer for that. You are saying that this is such an open and shut scam, but for 2 years, you have not even begun the trial. Forget in our case. I must tell your viewers at NewsX that in 99% of ED cases, the trial has not even begun. Means 99% cases of ED and CBI are only against political opponents. Inko jail mein dalo. A law that was created to fight terrorists and drug dealers has today been put upon Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia. So this is their entire thing, that put fake cases, put them in jail. जिनको आप चुनाव में नहीं हरा सकते, उनको जेल में डालो और इस्तीफा मांगो. Sorry, we are not going to fall for such tactics. We have shown that we can fight, we can stand in front of you. Aam Aadmi Party is as strong as it ever was, and now we have taken the matter in the court of the people. अगर आप में हिम्मत है तो वहाँ पे आकर चुनाव लड़िए. People will decide whether Arvind Kejriwal is honest or not.
All right, Shehzad, do you think that Arvind Kejriwal is going to leverage this victim card a lot more? And is this something, do you think, that the BJP anticipated the Chief Minister would do?
Look, Mr. Kejriwal has always been a PhD at what Sandeep Dixit calls नाटक की राजनीति and मजबूरी को मजबूती बताने की राजनीति. meaning making a virtue out of a necessity. Now, let me tell you how Mr. Jasmine, I'll prove him wrong again. Obviously, he did not counter me on the last point that Mr. Kejriwal was not an income tax commissioner. And I challenge the viewers to look at it. If I am wrong, I will apologize and leave politics. If Mr. Jasmine is wrong, he should leave. He was never an IT commissioner. He was at a lower rank. Anyways, having said that, he said that Mr. Kejriwal never called for people's resignations.
कांग्रेस वालों ने चोरी कर रखी है, मुलायम सिंह यादव ने चोरी कर रखी है, मायावती ने चोरी कर रखी है, सबने चोरी कर रखी है। और अगर ये पार्टियां जन लोकपाल बिल पास कर देंगे तो ये सारे जेल चले जाएंगे, सबकी संपत्ति जब्त हो जाएगी। तो कैसे लोकपाल बिल पास करें, कैसे भ्रष्टाचार दूर करें? ये लोग नहीं।
Mr. Kejriwal wanted to, in fact, forget resigning. He wanted to put all of them.
What did the Lokpal bill ask?
Let him finish. Jasmine, 1 second. Jasmine, let him finish. Let him finish. Let's not interrupt. Let him finish. I'll come to you. I'll give you an equal opportunity to respond.
Right. Jasmine is right on one point. That in 10 years, the Supreme Court has never said what it has said. It has never restrained any chief minister it has let out on bail from going to the chief minister's office. It has never restrained any chief minister who it has let out on bail from visiting the Sachivalaya. It has never restrained the likes of Hemant Soren or Shibu Soren or Jayalalitha from signing any file. That for the first time the Supreme Court has done. And the Supreme Court has also told the likes of Mr. Jasmine Shah, and I quote, that this is not a case on the merits of the entire case, and this condition is being necessitated to dissuade a recent tendency of building a self-serving narrative on public platforms, that you come and say that a bail is actually a clean sheet in the entire case. If there is no case, if it is a fake case, two simple questions, Jasmine. One, why did you take the Sharab liquor policy back? Two, why aren't you convincing Congress? I am not the one trying to plead or to worship the Congress. You made an alliance with Congress. They are saying you have done the Sharab Ghotala. Before you convince me or the anchor, go convince the Congress. You want an alliance with them. They call you corrupt.
All right, Jasmine, would you want to respond to that? How does this work? How does this, Jugalbandi work with the Congress party?
Where is the Jugalbandi in Delhi? Have you announced an alliance for Delhi elections? You know, Shehzad's entire, if you start taking whatever he says at face value, तो आज तो रात है, but ये दिन बताएंगे, दिन को रात बताते हैं. The alliance with Congress, the India alliance, was for fighting Lok Sabha elections. In Haryana, we are fighting by ourselves. In Delhi, we have, there's no even conversation right now. So please, stop worshipping Congress as you wish. Today, the point is that Arvind Kejriwal has set a new benchmark in Indian politics. No leader, no sitting chief minister before him said that the kind of allegations that are put as... You have still not answered, by the way. Shehzad has still not answered that after 2 years, why do you not have the courage to begin trial? Not only have they not begun trial, they not tell you a date when the trial will start. People are saying this will take 15 years. So your entire ploy all this while was to damage and dent the perception of Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia, but you never imagined how strong they are. You never imagined that they will have the courage to resign and take the battle in the court of the people. And that is why today you are completely flabbergasted. You have nothing to stand on, and therefore you are standing on the crutches of, "Arey phala phala Congress ke bande ne ye kara tha, phala phala." Arey, look into your own inside. Look at your own mirror, and all the things that you have done. You have all your ministers and chief ministers. They also have CBI and EDI cases. Why are they not resigning? Why don't you get them to resign?
Okay, we have a paucity of time. Shehzad, quickly respond to what Jasmine said.
First of all, Jasmine, whom I consider to be a very erudite person and speaker in public personal life, I think that he should know that trial is not in the government's case or the investigating agency's hand. It is in the court. So the trial can only start when the court desires. Charge sheets are filed. 1 second, sir, I did not interrupt.
Trial is not in the investigative agency's hand.
What we doing is, you can't be behaving like Priyanka Kakkar. You are better than that. Please, Jasmine.
Oh my God.
Let him finish. Let him finish. Jasmine, let him finish. He didn't interrupt you. Jasmine, he didn't interrupt you. So please accord him the same courtesy. Go ahead, Shehzad.
Okay.
Secondly, Jasmine just came and said, "Arey, Delhi mein kahan?" You had an alliance with them. And here is the statement of Raghav Chadha. We are trying very hard for an alliance with the Congress party in Haryana. Then the Congress party told you that 2 seats leni hai to lo, warna bhago yahan se. So you are contesting in 89 seats. You were desperate till 4 days ago. I was watching NewsX, Vineet. Raghav Chadha saying, "Hum log to koshish kar rahe hain, hum log cha rahe hain." All these bites are there. They were desperate. And today that same Congress is calling you corrupt, and you don't have a statement to utter on it. You convinced them. You wanted an alliance with them 3 days ago. And look, I'll just say it last. कि दिल्ली में कांग्रेस को साफ कर दिया, पंजाब में हाफ कर दिया, फिर कांग्रेस को माफ कर दिया, लालू के साथ हाथ पकड़ लिया और बोलते हैं हम नैतिकता का सबसे जो बड़ा है स्कार्फ पहन लिया। अरे कौन सा नैतिकता का स्कार्फ है आपके पास?
Chaliye, we've run out of time. Jasbeen Shehzad, appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much. Mr. Dilip Cherry and Image Guru is also with us on the broadcast. Mr. KC Kaushik, former ASG, joins us on the show as well. Mr. Cherian, I'll begin with you. Arvind Kejriwal sort of throwing a curveball today. In India, you would call it a googly, which definitely has a lot of people obfuscated as to what does this mean. In political echelons, this is also considered to be a big risk, and on the flip side, this is also considered to be a master stroke. Which is it, according to you?
I think that Arvind has read the tea leaves correctly. He recognizes that with the court system, as several speakers have already said, you have no real deadline. And that is a fault of both the court system as well as the people who are attempting to prosecute it, multiple as they are. That's one. The second thing that he has read in the tea leaves is that people are put off by the fact that you are running a state with the help of a lieutenant governor who is unelected. I think people are expressing in multiple ways that anguish, and I think he has read that right. The third thing he has probably read is that within the party, in terms of timing, this is a great time for him to throw in the towel, because whatever happens in Haryana, they're not going to get a huge mandate there. So, they may have put up lots of candidates, but it is really just a theoretic exercise. So why not bring the focus back on Delhi, and why not try and see how this move of his eats into or takes advantage of the momentum that will build up inevitably after the 4 state elections which are happening now. So I think it is really possible that he could have read it wrong, and like any interpreter of tea leaves, he has taken a chance. And I think that the electorate tends to reward leaders who are willing to stick their neck out and take a chance.
Mr. Kaushik, has Arvind Kejriwal taken a chance here? And, he's done this before. He's done this in the past as well. But, 10 years, 12 years is a long time in politics. Perhaps the pathology of his voters has changed now. Is it a risk? Is it foolhardy, to come up with a plan like this just to gain not political but moral ground?
According to this is not nothing but a political decision by him, as per according to me, because he could have, if he was so keen, he could have resigned the moment he was sent to jail. He could have resigned then and there itself at that time, because he has chosen the time when the Haryana election around the corner. Then about near future, this Delhi election will also be held in that way. So he wants to start his career again as a political person through Haryana, then in Delhi. According to me, nothing legal in that way. Basically, this is nothing but a political decision on his wisdom to that extent.
Mr. Cherian, this is obviously important for the Aam Aadmi Party, because, it started out as a disruptor. These are startup terms, but it started out as a disruptor. Do you think that the Aam Aadmi Party, in the eyes of, the common Delhiite, have lived up to that billing? Or do you think there's been a lot of water that has flowed under the bridge for the Aam Aadmi Party? And Arvind Kejriwal, expecting the average, Delhi voter to respond as they did 10 years ago, would definitely be considered, a risk, political or not?
There is a risk, there's no doubt about it. But there is also a maturity in the Delhi voter. The Delhi voter is also probably going to be responding to the fact that you've had a near collapse of a lot of public infrastructure in around Delhi in the last few months. So you will see a certain level of anger finding expression. But I think for Arvind Kejriwal, the most important thing is to make sure that his party rallies behind him, and he feels that demonstrating and making it visible is very important from where he wants to be 5 years from now. Don't forget that Mr. Kejriwal's ambitions are not, as many people would like it to be, confined to the state. And every now and then, he has been rattling the cages of other states in an attempt to enter there. Punjab has been a huge success, and while he's not expecting the same in Haryana, I think he has time to establish himself in another state in a short while.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.